I'm Kerry Hull, America's Healthcare Advocate. We're here to talk about Shut Out the Stigma. This is a program Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City's instituted here in our community that really goes to help people understand depression, anxiety, and other issues they're dealing with that are behavioral health issues. Doctor, talk a little bit about the program.
Sure. Shut Out the Stigma is actually a partnership that BlueKC has in place currently with the Royals. And the purpose of this is really to start getting people to open up and have some of those hard conversations, to have empathetic conversations about behavioral health conditions.
So Ryan, this is something that you dealt with in your life, and you were very surprised, I guess, at an early age to find out you had the problem and then struggled to get over the problem and deal with it. In fact, you wrote a book about it. It's called The Shame of Me. It is available on Amazon. I've read the book. It's a great book. It's pretty clear, you know, what he went through here, and in my opinion, is brutally honest. I thought it took a lot of courage to write this. Talk a little bit about the book and your journey.
Well, Kerry, let me begin with the title, The Shame of Me. And, you know, there's the stigma of depression, but there's also the shame. And I can just only speak from a male point of view, but just the shame of what I'm going through right now, and people won't understand, people won't care, and so the shame attached to that becomes a stigma, in that I won't go see somebody like Dr. Knolla because she's not going to understand. My condition is not a medical condition, it's a matter of my willpower, my life circumstances compared to people less fortunate in the world are pretty good. So why in the world should I be depressed? Why would anybody have any sympathy, let alone empathy for me? But the turning point in my battle with depression and anxiety was to release the willpower part of it and realize that I had a medical condition. Just like if my knee was hurting or I had some pain in my back that I couldn't resolve on my own, I needed to go to a doctor and have a doctor figure out the root issue and then start from there. How can we solve the root issue to make the pain go away? And so when I went to a doctor, and a doctor looked at me who was trained in that field and was not confused by what I was going through, but knew exactly what I was going through and gave me a plan to begin my recovery, that was the beginning of my healing.
And as Ryan mentioned to that, part of this is the stigma that comes along with any behavioral health condition. We think about behaviors, and really when behavioral health conditions overall, we're referring to the behaviors and overall well-being. And when someone has a mental condition or has depression, anxiety, substance use disorder, many others, not always feeling comfortable enough to come forward and talk about it. That first step of taking action, as we mentioned, or coming out is how we start to reduce the stigma. We have a long history to recover from as far as the way people are feeling and not able to open up and realize this is a medical condition. There's just any other. We talk about physical and mental, but we cannot separate the whole person. And we have to treat the person as a whole person and as a medical condition, and that's what it is.
Thank you, Billy, for doing this today. Yeah. We did a radio broadcast earlier. It's up on our website. I hope you have a chance to listen to it. It's called Shut Out the Stigma, and it is brought to us by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City. This book, once again, The Shame of Me, written by Ryan Lefebvre. I strongly urge you to get a copy of this if anybody in your family or a friend is dealing with this issue. It's really quite remarkably well done. Thank you again, both.
Thank you, Kerry.
Thank you.